Okay, people. Gonna wait for some people to come in. I started the live stream a little bit early. I said 9:45. It's about 9:42 p.m. So we're gonna wait for people to come in. It's gonna be between a range of 9:30 p.m. to 9:35 to 9:45 p.m. And I'm gonna keep this, so I'm gonna talk about a range, right? But the day is always the same. If I'm going to do live streams, it's going to be on Wednesday. Let me just check something here. Yeah, okay. So we're going to wait for people to come in before I do the live streams. Hello, hello. Hello, Mohammed. Nice to see you back in. That's okay, Rose. That's the point of the replay. Hello, David. How are you, my friend? Light Spirit, hello. So, I started this live stream a little early. We're going to wait a few minutes. Hello, Ash. How are you? And then I'm going to talk about the market. So I did give this introduction here. So what I'm going to do now is I want to talk about the SPY. Now, even on the metrics of this particular chart, we're going to see the problems of what I don't like about the market. Now, what I want to talk about this market, the SPY, is I want to talk about the positive and the negative factors of where we are right now. Okay, this at 274. So we're gonna just you know what, we're gonna go into this now. We're gonna just let's give it about another minute. Only the serious for success are gonna come on time. I did change the time to 9:45 p.m. But the problem is a lot of people, and they do come in more later around. I noticed this happens, I don't know why, around 10 p.m. But I think I'm going to make a standard time of 9:45 to 10:30 if I do these live streams. So it'll be 45 minutes. I must keep them short and sweet to the point. But this live stream, I have a lot of great points to talk about. And again, it's for the serious people. Hello, Joe. Especially, it's for my group, really. To understand the big picture. Okay. All right. So that being said here, so there are two numbers that I talked about. The long term, when I talked about the SPY 230 and how quickly we got above that, that is bullish, and that is a bullish thing. And that metric goes by the standards of measuring the market from the year, how we came out of the 2008 difficult times into the present day now. So that 230 above that keeps it in a positive trend based on a very long time frame. However, short time frame, as the SPY is below 286, that remains a problem, meaning that the market has this huge chop zone between between 230, small time frame, between 230 and the 286. Now I wanna talk about what I'm showing here. Now, there are two types of flags. You've got a bear flag, and they're simple patterns, but they come in handy in time to time, especially when a lot of not just the market, but a lot of everything, a lot of key stocks show this problem. So let's talk about this. So if you see here, when we had gone down the first time, we got up and we had a bear flag. And once this properly confirmed, okay, now this wasn't a thing, but we had, as you can see, there was a strong drop in the market. Now, we gone up this way to the chop, and I'm going to bring Tesla. I want to bring on Tesla about how things don't have to happen, but things can happen, right? It's not that simple. That's what chop means, people. But let's talk about reality and why the market, as in the short term, isn't like the. There can be good directional trades, but it's very specific. And right now, the SPY itself, when I come to think of it, and I'm going to show you that. Actually, let's go to the options chain, people. I want to show you something here. So let's go to the options chain. We're going to go was about April 17. I want to show you something here. So look at these the 275 puts here. 17.8K volume, 51 point open interest. Let me go here. Not that these are the ones, but for example, April 17. Look at this, 36K for the 270s. Volume today, 95.3K open interest. So the SPY itself, due to the magnitude of its movements, has become even better than stocks. Than some, because usually for me, the majority of the gains is made, really the best gains is made through stock options. But the options for the actual SPY, they're actually trading incredibly well. I mean, these numbers are crazy. And for very well, we've been getting these 600, 700 point, 1,000 point swings. So that being said, we have many looming gaps in the SPY. So in the chop zone, we have a looming gap here, 245 area, and all the way down here. Now, in the big picture of things, of course this market wants to go higher in the big picture, but the question is before we go higher, certain things have to happen, right? And right now, every movement that's up, first of all, I'm going to take out the SPY thing here. Oh, I don't have the volume here. And I had the volume. Why isn't I have the volume? But it's anyways. I don't have to put the volume here. Basically, what I can tell you is we've been going up also on a lot less volume than the previous time we went up here. Okay, which is another negative. So let's take a look at other things. So quickly look at the QQQs. And you'll see the same, except it's at key levels different, but you'll see the same you see the same thing, except it's stronger than the SPY, as you can see. DIA, right? And worse. And again, volume. So for me, what the market, it doesn't matter what you look at. You want to take the banks too. We'll go to Goldman Sachs. Same thing. It's just a matter of where do they want to take something before they crack it. The upward swing is in chop is an unknown. It's not like you're looking at real breakout points in chop. When you have a stock like Tesla, which is a super winner. Now, how I make money, I want to explain this. So I'm going to put up Tesla here. Now, obviously Tesla, if we look at these charts, is a lot stronger than the majority of the market, right? Now, remember when last Wednesday we were talking about can Tesla test lower? And people would think automatically it's going to go lower, and I said not necessarily, right? And we then reversed and we bounced and went up. However, the way we went up with Tesla, it didn't really share the same enthusiasm as the SPY, and giving that Tesla is a super stock. You got to realize this when you look at it. I'm going to talk about the stock clown. The bearish stock clown who's massively wrong. They make money based on old world thinking, and not real movement. So how we moved up today, how we've been moving up is more of, oh, market's gone down, they're bouncing, and there's a lot of reasons the market could bounce too, due to the money putting into the market, right? But we have to realize that this market, what happened, people haven't been forced to stay home. We have with this COVID-19, right? People haven't been forced to stay home. Um, Businesses shut down. So the market has some new parallels here. But what stays is the rules and how the market goes up and goes down and how much is in favor. But in reality, I led my group, from the 200 area, and we caught moves all the way to 900. You heard this right. I mean, this is between, all this, especially here when we started in November, okay? This whole move, I am predicated on making money with skill, real direction, right? This isn't real, this is chopped baloney happening right now. There are key pivot points and there are key reasons, but for me now, a market to go lower first, then go higher, would be a lot more, it's be safer than to just simply go higher the way it's going higher. There's definitely going to be a crack point. So in other words, it's not a kind of market where you want to be involved in it much, heavily. Um, but if anything, when they want to crack the market lower, something can happen here by how they brought it up. Big picture, market is in a two types of periods, zones. Bearish shorter term, but bullish longer term, because we recovered above 230 and we made some good bounce moves. But a lot of stuff is all over the place, a lot of mixed signals in the market. So it's really not the best time to be, it's not the best kind of market conditions. I like the market conditions when they make sense. And that's why we made so much money to the upside in Tesla. I mean, I killed it with this stock. You know, I show people, that I bought a car. I bought a car. I like this. Not only that, but I even bought a brand new Tesla, based on so many great gains. And I work for myself, and people are like, oh, we're at home now. What are we going to do for money? I manage. That's why I'm very good. I manage what to do and have money no matter what happens. Remember, I talk about the sun and the rain, and we're kind of like you know, in a sun rain zone right now, in a rain zone really, where it's not that great to go in anything really, but there is opportunities. But what I'm saying is the market and its current bounce wasn't as good as the other bounce we've had. All right, Anthony Catino. So, okay, friend of Fox. So, what do I think of Apple? So, these are questions. So, Apple, by the way, so Tesla, by the way, Tesla, Apple, I think are the best, stocks in the market. Tesla being number one now. That being said, you can, Apple right now is in a chop zone. In other words, there's a lot of potential for Apple. Don't forget, before this problem, Apple was in the 200, 300 and was setting up for higher prices. I mean, we have targets. I think that Apple is a $400 stock longer term. This is possible, right? And so there's a lot of opportunities in Apple, but right now it's about if to go long and hold positions, you need real key breakpoints in stocks like Apple. So that being the case, yeah. So in terms of this, for example, that stock is a completely bearish stock, but doesn't mean that things won't, like bounces can't happen and stuff like that, right? You know, you can see very much from the metric of even regular charts that this is extremely how far it is below the 200 EMA, meaning that it could still come up if it wanted to, and yet it still remains bearish. So these are stocks that you don't really want to go long in, by, but you want to focus on the stocks that can go up, and the stocks that want to go down, you can do that as well. But the way I'm seeing it, a lot of the best money was made while the that worked the best, you know, via the rules, was made as the market was, you know, was starting to crash more with the COVID. But for me, I wasn't doing puts because we were making so much. Like, so people would be asking me, why didn't you go in any puts? Because before this virus came in, there was that question, was I never expected such a thing to happen to the market, how we came down. But however, if I was looking for the rule by the rule standards, it was the easiest money. It was very easy money to be made in things like BA, Win. Now it's not so easy right now. Now it's not so easy, except perhaps, you know, maybe more of looking for SPY, which is what I'm saying. So to me, when the market gets in a better zone, what I'm trying to say is, in the short term, odds favor a market to pull back. We'll see how they grind it above a key level. But what I believe is this market is going to grind lower first, or fill gaps lower first, then rebuild. And the big picture, this market's going to go higher, but you want to look at what are the key leaders doing. And without them really breaking out, what everything's doing is chopping. There really isn't much happening. It's quick, you know, little, and the no skilled traders think that they make. Remember, I say luck runs out. Luck, they get a little lucky here and there, but I'm the one who caught massive moves in Tesla. You know what I'm saying, people? This is what I'm good at. See, this is what the clowns out there don't know how to do. You know, we made the money, and you can go through my YouTube channel and see how much money we made going long Tesla. I'm buying a car in fear. Everybody's fearful. Oh, I got no work. I happily got delivery of my car the day they were shutting down the country. That's when I got it. Just one day before they were shutting down things. I mean, shutting down companies can't go. This, we never had this before, and so it does mess the market up short term. But the big picture for higher, well, of course, my opinion, the market wants to go higher. But right now, the market going up now, the way it's going up, it's really set itself first to test lower, and that's what I'm watching for the most. If there's going to be good longs to get into, they will show up. They will have to. It will be some key stocks, and I'm open all to that. But right now, what I'm trying to explain is we're in massive chop. Well, that's right, Stock Fatty. I'm trying to explain that. You know, I'm I'm not gonna. I don't guess. I say what the market's saying. I showed all the bear flags, okay, that are there in the SPY, in Goldman Sachs, in the Qs, it doesn't matter, in so many places, right? So what happens when you go up in a bear flag pattern to an apex, to a point where they can't go anymore? The more they do that, the you see these gaps. It's like, okay, do they want to go and fill this gap? Now, let me make this clear. It doesn't mean it's just going to do that. This is where we are taking things step by step, getting information, seeing what confirms. But what I'm saying is that's what I feel the market is in favor of doing right now, is unless we close above key numbers, like for example, SPY 286 minimum. It is bearish, the stock on the SPY, in a short-term manner, and we are going up in flow volume with a bear flag. So, and not just the SPY, lots of stocks. So we're bouncing for the wrong reasons. Now, Stock Clown said that the SPY was a bubble at 225. Still, since 2016, the stock clown wrong. These people don't know about real direction. They are just guess trader pebble, all wrong. They never catch massive wins like PowerTarget Trades or truly. Yeah. As I said, even when you do the right things, right, things can happen due to a lot of reasons. But reality, what's bearish is bearish. What's bullish? For me, Apple is bullish. Tesla is bullish. So those are stocks, if they pull back, they are, and they give signals, those are opportunities. There's things that should go down, like SPY or other key stocks. They are opportunities to the downside, right? So making money the right way with skill is key to long-term success. If you think that getting lucky here and there only makes you money for a week or two or a month, I've been working for myself year after year after year, okay? That means that the money I make is due to making good decisions. I get paid by using my brains, not by guessing and assuming like clowns. Okay? Don't that's and I can manage myself. I have funds. I can manage myself so I don't have to force trades. I never force trades because as soon as you're forcing things to happen, trying to make a quick buck, you become a no skills trader. You never catch the gold. Let me give you an example. Tesla, one of the Tesla moves we were in, the options went from $1,000 a piece to $30,000. You will never catch that with the mindset of a pebble trader. Never. One of my good ideas can net huge gains, can make game-changing, life-changing gains. That's what I'm about. And that's what I look for. Right now, it's this baby pebble games money to be made. This is nothing. The real money to be made is understanding real direction and preparing, listen carefully now, people, for the real direction in the market. Everything else is guessing and assuming pebble trading loser mentality, like the stock clown. The SPY is a bubble 225, but no reasoning. Now, PowerTarget Trades is bearish. I'm bearish the market. Now, again, I'm bearish the market short term, bullish long term because we got above 230, but bearish that this market needs to go lower first before going higher. Common sense here. Let's talk about common sense. The companies are shut down right now. The only reason why we even had a bounce is because they're pumping money into one economy. Now, obviously things can get better. But what would be better than a market to come down? I'm just saying, come down first and then build from that point. SPY above 230 or testing 230 or 220 and then getting back to 230 is a bullish trend. Market can afford to fall 5,000 points right now, no problem. And that's why it's hard to commit to going long and holding things properly with skill. There really isn't there. It's little pop trading stuff. But there will be some good falls. Like I said, the SPY could be a good put when we break key numbers properly. I was looking at the options, and instead of focusing on individual stocks, because I said a lot of money, the smart money is made. You make it when it's really good. There was a lot of money to be made in December of 2019, right all through January. We killed it. And then that fall, just three options, and I did the study. Three, if I was prepared for it, would have made the money for the year. Instead of fighting with the market in what I call chop baloney, it's all over the place, guesswork, no skills thinking, trading. There are things that go down, but right now things are going up or down, and they don't do by common sense. It's in chop. Anything they can go up, but I don't like trading where you don't know where something can really go. That to me is pebble trading, and I don't want to pebble trade. That's not me, my style. My style is to understand when things are in favor, get into stuff that's in favor that we can hold and make great dollar bills with skills. That I never want to change. You see, people, if you want to learn, I keep talking about long-term success. And long-term success, the mindset and mentality is very different. You know, just like I used BA. Now, BA is not a good stock anymore. Not for long. You know, look at why. If it sure it bounced, but it's a disaster. This stock right now. This has volume problems. This is not a stock you want to say, oh, I want to make money going long. You could have, but that's luck pop trading, for example, right? I don't go. You don't make money. The money to be made in BA was to the downside here. That's my point. This was the big money to be made. This is both. This is baby money. This was the money right here. See this drop? If I was focusing on this, but I was doing so well, people, so well on the long side before this uh, virus problem came, and that, however, these stocks had warnings. BA had warnings, but BA was going to go lower due to a lot of other issues. The big money was made on real movements. That's my point of this whole thesis here, people, is the real money's made on real movement. So if I see something that's good, that has a potential to make a good move, I take action in it. Doesn't mean it will work now in this baloney. But that's the only kind of trades that I do right now. And the market will get good. And when the market's good and you apply skill, you make big dollar bills. No one thought Tesla, the stock clowns never thought Tesla would have hit $900 this year. Or that it'd be 500 or get above 400. The stock clown thought it was too high, 300, and was shorting. That's no skills. And there's 95% of no skills out there talking and flapping their mouth right now. No skill. They never catch Tesla moves or Apple moves. I'm the one talking about Apple to 200, and we didn't just go to 200 when it was below. We smashed it. Okay, that's real movement, PowerTarget Trade. That's why I succeed long term. Stock clowns. All right then. So that's my update, people, about the SPY. You know, market favors lower prices. Doesn't mean it's going to have to do that, right? I'm just saying I'm looking for that right now because to me, key stocks don't want to go hot, are not moving up properly, and they're in chop zones. That being the case, market isn't the best to be in. You want to be in very small and look for, and I'm only looking for what can really make a move. I I hate this environment is the kind of environment where you don't want to trade much in it. The pebble traders, they like this environment because they finally make you some money but they have no skill. But the big money is made with skill long term. Remember, luck runs out. Remember the saying, I'm going to say it millions of times. Luck runs out, skill doesn't. So when I look at how much skill and money I'm going to be making in the big picture of things, I smile. When I look at the way the market is, boo. I look at it now is I'm saying, the way they're making this bear pattern, there should be some nice money to be made on a directional move to the downside, right? Because how they pop it, that's up to them right now. I call it setup moves. They set up and then they crack. But let's just talk about the last time we had a bear flag in the SPY with this, and it was even better situation. We're below this by the way. This is more bearish than over here, by the way. So what this flag says, definitely can test over here. That's what it says on the right confirmation though. So, if it wants to go higher than market, so be it. But we are going up in bear pattern, bear flag pattern, and we could go lower. So we have to keep that in mind. That's what makes this tough. Eventually the market will make a very clear signals and I will find those. But right now, it's chop zone. You can see that. If you want to go even by the standards of this 200-day, this one over here, even minimum 293 would get this back on track. Right? By all standard means, Market favors, and it would be healthy, by the way. See, what I want doesn't matter what I want, right? That I have to make adjustments. Remember, I'm going to tell how it is. But common sense here now says to me, you stimulate things. Things have to have less earnings. Things come down, but then the market says, look, we're rebuilding, and then we rebuild, right? But to try to rebuild a market without something happening with these gaps here and this flag pattern, you want to be cautious on going long anything, really. No, no. Everything's below 300 right now. All the moving averages are below 300. You know, that's all the SPY is. How high it goes is a guess. That's my point. Uh, you know, however, can it go to 286 or 280? Of course it can. I'm not fighting that. What I'm saying is the more they do that, the more bearish they make it, my opinion, based on the volume pattern in this channel. But that can change at any time. So it's being prepared, really. It's weighing the scales. For me, the big money was made already. Like, this is really pebble money right now. It's really pebble money. I prefer making the real dollar bills. And this market right now, I don't have that, oh, I want to get into the market and hold positions. I don't have that fire in me. And you know, I'm a bull. You know, PowerTarget Trade has been the most correct bull on the planet. Since 2016 to 2020, I've been the most correct bull on the planet. Big picture. Number one in Tesla, number one in Apple, you name it. And now I'm talking bearish. That's a warning I'm giving right now. Warning. This is not a market you want to get. It's not the safest thing. Now, does it mean that we will get the correction I'm saying? I'm not saying that either. What I'm saying is I need confirmation. See, until we get the right confirmation that no, we're okay, and or we confirm the right way to the downside. For me, I'm looking for that. When we want to crack the right key numbers, and when the SPY does the right things, I want to make money to the downside and then be buying the right kind of stocks that to go up. That's my big plan here. I don't like the market action this week because the way the market ended up and what you were hearing, it was more set to go lower. And this pop that it has is a bearish. It's like a short covering. Whatever you want to call it, there is no logic right now. But the logic of this market, the big picture of course, the big picture is they want to set this market to go higher, right? And that is what we're going to do long term. And that's where I love making the money, you know, to the upside. Why? Well, I got my reasons. Some people know my reasons. Because with Tesla, we killed it. You know, who made the most money? The people who went long made the most money in Tesla. Tesla was a $20 stock in 2012, and we hit over $900 in 2019. So that says it all, people. The money is made to the upside with skill. The stock clown has no skill, makes money all the wrong way. All the wrong way. And the only reason why this market even pulled down as much as it did was due to this, how they unleashed this, how this virus came in. And I mean, when's the last time you were told to stay home? People are told to stay home from work, told to go when you go into a grocery store. You're 6 feet away. You have to wait in line. When did you ever experience something like that? Tell me, does that not change the picture of the market and can screw things up temporarily? Yes, it can. I have no idea what you mean by fake confirmations. When a person has no experience, you say things you don't know what you're talking about, right? When you have documented proof of massive gains in the market, right? Everybody goes through here and there goes through, and if anybody tells you not, goes through some hiccups, some issues. Even if you're right on something, if I have a bearish stance on anything, when I choose to go thing doesn't mean it's the best time. Like, it's not the best time for all stocks. A lot of stocks have been beaten down, and they can bounce up and do some extra things due to whatever reasons now because of how much they crack lower, right? But that doesn't mean that's bullish, right? What's bullish is stocks that have proper trend in all this, not ones that have been crushed already, right? So there's a little luck that can happen here and there, okay, and some things and mixed signals. That's what I'm trying to explain. That's why I don't like this environment of, when I say the SPY below 286, or let's say even 290, is a and between 230 and 286 is a chop zone. A lot of falseness can happen, but then the right thing happen and a good direction can happen, like to the downside, and that might not happen. And so what I'm saying is, it's better to wait and wait for the good confirmations and make some real gains and be in cash. Yeah, let's talk about it. BYND. I mean, this is you know what you see, like you see it like the guessing clowns. Like, they want to make money in garbage companies. Like BYND, but they don't know how to make money in real companies. Let's talk about it. Oh man, the clowns. Like I said, a lot of clowns. And that's why I have no sympathy for, like, when I give people, give them, crap. I have no sympathy for people, because so many people in these markets, I look and I say, you are dumb and have no skill, right? When you show me year after year after year of real gains with skill, then come talk to me. You know what I mean? But when you talk about, oh, go long, but that sure I'm not talking, BYND is some new company that is that I couldn't care less of. I care about the the real companies, the ones that are doing something good. You know what I mean? Not any company, right? And if it happens to be, and again, we made the best money in those stocks, right? And I called that before those things happen, right? But in this environment right now, in a chop zone, things can go wrong. A little luck here and there, but the big picture I'm trying to explain is market favors filling the gaps. And now, does that happen? That it all depends on confirming key numbers, right? And require um, yeah. I listen. The live stream here is not for clowns. I have no target. I don't need BY. This isn't about BYND, so we're not talking about that. Yeah, BYND is not. I don't like that stock at all because of it has a low history, right? It's more of a guessing game type of stock, in my opinion. And even what the company does and makes is garbage. So I have no uh, I have no I have no interest in making money in garbage. That's what BYND. When there are better companies to make money in, you see what I'm saying? Like uh, I also don't like making money, from garbage companies. There are companies that are really good. Like you talk about Apple, Tesla. These are good companies, right? So, for example, now I've made a lot of money in those, a lot more than you could ever possibly make in BYND, a guessing gambling a garbage stock with very low data and a crap product, by the way, too. So you can see why. Yeah, Apple, exactly. Apple and Tesla remain, but they are in chop zones right now. And there are plenty of money to be made in Apple and in Tesla and in other key stocks, right? In other key things that are doing something positive. BYND, that to me is a no skill stock. It's a gambling, let's guess it's going to do this and guess it's going to do that. I don't trade, it's got too little data to it. I don't trade like that kind of stock. Once the stock has a lot more data, I like stocks with data. Uh, you only need one of the things I tell people is you really need the best ideas, not the you don't need a million ideas. One of my strong points is to narrow things down to the highest probability. And to do that consistently year after year after year after year, like I want to be making money in the market for the next 10, 20 years with skill. You're not going to do that with luck, okay? A lot of these people with the big mouth that flap, they keep coming around, these flapping clowns. They're the ones that are gone. I'll be here smashing and winning and making the money. They'll be gone, crushed, because their luck run out. Ha ha! Stock clowns. All right now. Any real, yeah. No, you don't like to learn. You like to. Let's talk about it. And what kind of? You don't like to learn. How is it like to learn to assume that this is going to do something? You know, uh, that's not learning. I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about real movement. I'm talking about why things are moving, what the odds favor, um, big picture. What I'm saying is to make money to the long side, there's going to be plenty of opportunity. Right now, that's not the opportunity right now. A lot of stuff's in a chop zone. So my updates are not about, you know, garbage stocks. They're about what's the big picture of the market, what's going on here, what's going to be for real movements, right? And we are in what I say a big chop zone, but we are doing something bearish, and that's what I'm explaining, which is important to understand. To understand real movement, you want to know why something's doing something, not assuming and guessing. When you have to assume and guess something, that's not making money with skill. That's not where you want to put big money on the line, right? You want to put big money in and hold things properly because you have understand where real direction is coming from. When you don't have that in your favor, now you're not making money, or you're making or losing money and not knowing why, right? One thing I teach my everybody is you want to make money with skill for the right reasons. Whether you make money or lose money, it's the same idea. Did you lose money, but did you understand why you lost money in something? You can lose doing the right things, and that's okay. But when you do something like getting into something and you get lucky and not realizing that was a lucky move, that lucky move can cost you so many losses in the future due to the wrong ideology of making money. So everything I do is about an ideology of being able to be consistently make money long term, year after year after year. And that's what I show on my YouTube channel, PowerTarget Trades, with so many powerful videos with skill. Right now, the market, because of this COVID, because of this virus epidemic problem, uh, what came into the market, shutting down companies, it does screw things up. It does create, and again, that's what I'm saying. Market isn't the best environment to make money, but the days will come. It could be 2 weeks from now, 1 month from now, 2 months from now, where there's going to be amazing gains to be made in the market. But right now, there's going to be some good stuff to be made, but very little. I'm keeping very, very tight in what I get into and preparing for the real gains to come. The real money. When Trump says we're going to have a better economy than ever before, that's what you want to be prepared for. The better times. But we still got to sort stuff out right now. That's my point. BYND, garbage company. You know what I mean? I I couldn't care less about making money in that. That's for the no skills to make money in and lose money in and all that stuff. Me, I'll make money with the skill, what I know how to do, and stick to the best and wait for that. Chop zone right now, market is bearish, favors lower prices. I've explained key points. We're below key levels. SPY below 286, below 290, you name it. I mean, there's many levels. And going up in this bear flag channel does mean we could test that 230 level. Keep that in mind. That being said, there will be great opportunities for some downside, but we have to kind of wait for that. Right now, market's being a little bit difficult. So I'm kind of waiting for the strong setups. For me, I prefer to go long the right stocks. This market, things are going up via bouncing the wrong reasons. That's not real movement, that's chop movement. Me, I'm interested in making the big dollar bills. With my just in 1 month, we can make money for a year. Like, meaning money to have for trading, money to have for living, you name it. My style, it's that right time. But to always catch that requires that understanding of what real movement is and what fake movement is. It's not about making money daily. I think way more long term all the time. I'm thinking about the big dollar bills with skills, not the little baby. That's why I have these great, amazing plans on my YouTube channel. Stock clowns. No, I wouldn't say that right now. I will make an updates on that. I wouldn't say that right now. For me, it still doesn't change my stance on it. Just that some stocks can remain in chop, and they're not going to be good to go anywhere right now. Right? That's that stock right there. That's Disney right now. I don't like it for anything right now, to be honest with you. But I'm going to see how that one materializes still. But no, there's no need to bother with that particular stock right now. When things don't work out, I don't care. I don't focus on that. I go to something else to fix problems. I don't focus on staying with my stance doesn't change. As I explained to you, Disney can go up to 120, 30 and still remain very bearish. That's its overall trend. It's very clear. Like you compare Disney to Tesla, there's two different stocks, right? One is in a strong uptrend, is doing amazing, and the other one is not, right? So market's in a chop zone, and some things are going to work very well, and some things are not. But then there's going to come a time when we're going to get a lot of great trades. That time hasn't come yet, but that's what we're going to be focusing on, and that's what I will be looking for, people. I don't want to talk about BYND because it's something I don't focus on. Again, you let's talk about it. Don't understand about dialing things down to the highest probability. You need the best stock. That's not the best stock to make money long in. What you're talking about is guesswork right now, right? You don't understand my point that if the best aren't in a clear trend right now, they're in the chop zones. Why would I care about B, Y, and D? Yeah, I think you don't get it. You are that short-term trader with no skill that has no experience. You don't have 20 years experience in the market. You're lucky if you have 1 year experience, but you think you have experience. You don't know nothing about the market. If you don't know about 2016, how bearish things were, and what I did then, or how the market was in 2008, you don't have real world experience in the market. You know, if you haven't traded a lot of different instruments, you know what I'm saying? I have a lot of experience and I have a lot of success, and I know a lot of people are clowns and will be losers in the market long term. And I mean a lot of people. Success is for the few and not the many. And the questions I'm asked, if I tell you that's a bad question, and you don't want it, and you want to, and the person wants to debate me on that, I said to you, you have no skill. Prepare to be a loser long term. And that could be you. Let's talk about it. The way you're thinking and talking to me about the stock and not understanding what I'm saying or what I said about the market, you don't have experience. You don't have longevity. 2 years from now, you could be you're clueless of what happened to your gains. People lose their gains. People don't understand it. They don't keep them. I keep them. I keep growing. I'm at my strongest point in ever in history. In ever. Stronger than 2016. Stronger than 2017. Stronger than 2018. You understand? Every year I've got stronger. That means I'm in the right direction long term. Unless you can say that for yourself. A lot of people are coming to me after they've been killed. They've lost money. They don't have no longevity. You understand there's a difference between longevity gains and short-term gains. You clown. There are two metrics. Long-term longevity gains and short-term. Everybody gets a little, but longevity is not the same thing. You know, the real movements and understanding what real movements are not the same thing. That's why I can hold things properly and catch massive gains, because I understand real movements, and my mind is wired that way. The minute your mind is wired for playing and guessing, you miss out mind you will miss out, which I don't want to, because I did in the past. You miss out mind-blowing gains, life-changing gains. I have the life-changing gains already. I have the power. You know, I have the power. Stock clowns. I have the power. You stock clowns do not have the power. You have no longevity. So you don't know about little drawdowns. The best in the world do it can still have the, and this COVID-19 has created a little bit of difficulty for the skill. But it doesn't deter me from what I know. When things do work in the way they're supposed to, and I see normalcy in everything, then I know I have control, right? And I feel to put more money to work, because when I'm making money, I want to put more. The way I make money is, as I'm making money, I put more money to work. I don't put more money to work when things aren't working for me. You see, that's why I do so well. I put money to work. You know, the money we made in Tesla. I'm going to put up Tesla here. You got to understand, these are astronomical gains I made in Tesla. Right? You know, see this gain? I was involved in all that. BYND baby compared to this. You understand it? Let's talk about it. Baby gains. No skill. 10 times better company, Tesla. 10 times better reasons to be involved in this company. And you want to talk to me about BYND. Stock clown. No skill. I killed it. I killed it. I go and buy a car from this company. What people are worrying about their checks. You comprende? I have this power. You understand? I have skill. Long-term success. Stock clowns. Study my YouTube channel. Get inside my group, Power Group Trades. I was even offering people, okay, and they still couldn't follow the rules, okay. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Why I know people are loser mindset. To get into the group, I have a rule set. I was gonna offer. I'm even offering $200. Was offering $200 gifts to the right people who do the right things to get into my group. Right? Zero could do everything properly without me having to tell them, no, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. But I get people coming in, but I'm saying 0% so far has been able to do it without me having to tell them, hey, but you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And the reason why I made that filter is to understand, to know right away, how much does this person understand to follow rules and to study and how much are them, how much are they ready for real success? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can tell by how they respond to me. Like when I tell people, I can tell what they do, how they message me. I can tell right away just how serious they are for real success. And just because someone gets into my group doesn't mean they'd succeed. I have kicked out so many clients because they don't have what it takes to succeed long term. I do. That's why I do this. Right? My group is free. Everything is predicated that if I could not produce real gains for people, I wouldn't have what would be the point of my group. Why would I even offer money if people come in my group? To me, I know that if I get the right kind of person in my group, they will do well. And they will be wanting to send me gifts because of how much I help them. See, but I find that many people, they don't have what it takes to succeed long term. So, again, I don't need many people. I need the right people. And that's what I look. I look for the right people, right? It's a small group of people, like I say. But to this day, I see clowns galore. It's still high levels of clowns. All I need is those couple of percentages with me. But the level of clowns are astronomical. So that's why the market will always the majority of the money is made by a small percentage of the people. They don't want to, even I'm telling you the most powerful information about long-term success in the market. You don't make the crazy gains I made in Tesla. And I mean over the years. But that's real gains. BYND is baby compared to Tesla. And that's why it's not people trying to give me advice. Before you want to give me advice, pay attention to who I am before you open your mouth to tell me anything. Because I know everything. I know more than anybody out there when it comes to real movement. No one has projected as many they haven't. And I have that skills locked in for life. That clowns. You don't. You have the short term. You can never catch real gains mentality. PowerTarget Trade does. That clowns. So that's it, people. Good night, people. I wanted to, explain about the big picture. And again, the damn clowns, the damn clowns have to get me, I have to just ignore the clowns. I don't know why. Clowns are always going to come in, and instead of understanding what I'm talking about and thinking logically, then they wonder why I don't want to teach. How do you teach a person who doesn't want to think, who wants to guess and assume and think they know, when they have no history of success? Before you want to talk about anything, have history of success first. You know, people come to me because I see history of success and me being massively correct. The big picture. To this day, I have not been wrong. The big picture, never, never. Not with anything. Not with Tesla. Not with Apple. Not with the SPY. Not with what really counts in the market. Not with PA. Not what really counts in the market. I called massive, difficult things. What we are now in is something unique because of how the market, how the government shut down, how the world is being shut down, and that, trust me, that does affect the market. The market doesn't know the answers. You understand? That's why I say chop problems. I see. I don't see. Oh yeah, I want to go long. I see problems, but I do see one thing that is bullish about the SPY is we remained above 230. We didn't go below that. That is the only one bullish thing that I like. But again, we have this problem, resistance problem area, bull flag, bear flag, city problem that has to be resolved. And I'm watching and thinking and adapting and changing. Until that time comes, you don't want to be heavily in the market. It's not the best time to make a lot of dollar bills. I am very light in the market. You can make some good gains still, but in a lighter manner. Not the astronomical gains I like to make with skill. It's not because I don't want, it's because that's what the environment is. I at least say what it is. The market is a chop zone. The market is going up just due to how much it came down. It's more of a dead cat bounce, you can call it. But we have this looming problem and gaps to fill and bear flags. That being said, people, let's have a good night. That's true. But the clowns are, Rose, the clowns, it's a message that people understand of why people are losing. Look at the mentality of when you're explaining something that they're talking about and they have no idea really, and that's the problem. The majority of the people think with a guessing mentality. You can't succeed long term with a guessing mentality. Just you just can't. Have a good night, people. But the majority of what I said about the SPY and the message and why I'm talking the way I wanted to illustrate this. Again, we need confirmation of some stuff, but I'm saying right now, until the market gets out of the chop zone, I really don't like this. I don't like anything. I don't like anything long. To me, it's baby money time right now. It's when it's the kind of market where I look for what is really good, and if I find something that looks good enough that can trend, I want it to be involved in that. Let's have a good night, people.